Looking at volunteers, I've got an extra special volunteer story to share with you this afternoon. Joining me now is Adrian Barnett, who is the National Citizens Advice Volunteer of the Year. He's got a very inspiring story about how he came to receive the award, and of course he's from our patch, just down the road in East Staffordshire. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Andy. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me in the studio. It's a fantastic experience. Thanks.
Well, congratulations on the award. You brought it in as well.
I have, yeah. I just thought you might like to see it.
And it's a hefty piece of glass.
It's heavy, isn't it?
With your name on.
Yeah.
And where did you pick that up from then? What
it was at the Volunteer of the Year. It was given to me by a certain Mr. Martin Lewis, and it was presented at Warwick University at the Citizens Advice National Conference, which took place last September.
Did you know you were going to get it?
Not a clue. I did know I'd been whittled down. It had been whittled down to 3 people. I was one. There was a guy from Durham, I think, who'd been working doing remarkable stuff for many years, and then there was a lady who'd been working, I think it was Devon, Taunton or something, and she'd been working for the CAB for years and years, and I thought, as a volunteer, no chance, it's going to be a great evening, enjoy the night, and that'll be it really. And they called my name out and I was stuck to my chair. I was, wow, am I supposed to move now? You know, it was fantastic.
What did it mean?
Oh, it was the culmination really of 2 years at that stage of hard work, not just for me, but I had all the help in the world that I could have asked for really. But it was, to be honest with you, I mean, I used to play team sports like football and stuff when I was young, and I won stuff there, but it's the only thing I've ever won on my own. So what can I say? It was fantastic.
Were there a few tears?
There was, yes. Obviously, with the addiction treatment, which I'm sure we'll come to in a bit, obviously my emotions, they come easily these days because I've lost a lot of the stuff that kept them in there, which kept me in addiction for so long. But yes, there were a few tears.
Because this is the story. I mean, this is such a story that what you've been through, such a part of your life, could have gone hopelessly wrong. Take us back to the low point, because I think unless we know what the low point is,
okay,
you really can't say where the high point is. Tell me about your life and where you got to.
Right, okay. Well, really, like any fella growing up, I kind of used to go for the odd drink every now and then. And that really, by the time I'd just left my teens, I was starting my early 20s, it was every night, really. So psychologically, I guess I've been addicted to alcohol for a very long time. But really, I had my first treatment, my first addiction treatment was in 1997, so it was a long time ago. And I kind of slipped in and out of using alcohol at different levels, really, in my life to get through stuff, as people go through stuff and they use different crutches, as we know.
Using it as a crutch.
Absolutely, yeah. And eventually, I'd been relatively clean. I'd always used, but not to the levels that I did before I went in for treatment the last time. And which was 2013. It was December the 21st. I can tell you the day. I can tell you the area. It was about 10:30 in the morning. I walked through the doors of Detox in the Burton Addiction Centre, the BAC O'Connor Centre in Burton, and I have to say, what a fantastic establishment that is. Turned my life around and turned many other people's lives around. I walked in Detox there and I left the following November, completely different, as a fully functioning member of society. What a difference that was.
But to walk through that door in the first place from where you were, you say, addiction with drugs, alcohol, whatever it may be, you had to make that decision, or was it somebody else that made the decision?
Well, I mean, I'd had treatment before, but it was always for somebody else. Somebody else has always said, you've got a problem with that, you need to sort it out. Yeah, maybe I do. I'll keep them quiet, because the addiction rules your life, really. So it was token stuff, really. I had a few home detoxes and I had a couple of residential detoxes as well. And this time, you reach a stage where you've got nothing to lose. It's a cliche, but it's so true, really. I'd got nothing going. I got no friends. I was living in one room. The internet was my window to the world, really. I never really went out. Life was pretty tedious and horrible, really.
So what was the thing that made you walk through the door then?
Well, I'd been in a relationship, and doesn't it always work that way? And I'd had issues with that. I'd just finished a long-term relationship, and I was pretty broken, as people get. And that was the beginning, really, because I just completely fell into this pit of hatred, really. I mean, I don't really want to go too deep, but it was just pity, really. I was having this huge pity party and drinking to forget, and eventually I remember waking up one morning and thinking, this can't go on anymore. I've got nothing else to lose. I can only gain from this now. So
Were you also drinking to finish, do you think?
yeah, I think so.
I mean, even to admit that,
it was a case of there was no future for me. There was nothing to look forward to. I got no hopes and plans or anything in my life. There was no structure. There was nothing really, and I was, if I can use the word, leeching off other people, specifically family, treating them terribly. And one of the things I learned after treatment, and I didn't really think about it when I was in the depths of addiction, but you throw all this stuff at them, this hatred, not hatred, but this frustration, this anger that's pent up inside of you, and they still throw love back at you, and you don't understand at the time because you can't see it, you don't want to see it. And then when I went into treatment, you kind of realise that the world doesn't hate you, which a lot of addiction is fueled upon that, you know.
We'll take a break and have a piece of music, and when we come back, we'll talk about going out the door and getting back to be a part of the world.
Thank you.